about something that happened here in Ghana. So yesterday I saw on social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, that a first year student in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, hanged herself to death. And from the stories that went around, she did this because she failed a couple of courses, and the notes that she apparently left behind was saying, "Sorry, mom and daddy, for not being the girl that you want." This kind of hits home because being a student myself, I know how hard it is to keep up your grades. I know how stressful it gets, and I know how much pressure we put on ourselves just so that we can keep up our grades. When I entered university, I thought I was like the smartest person on earth. But then, after my first year in university, I was starting to think that maybe I was a very stupid girl. And that's how a lot of people end up feeling after their first year, because university is hard. It's really hard. It's not like secondary school where you go to class, you study, you write your exams and you pass. University comes with so many distractions, like we are on our own, you have to go for lectures, you have to make your own decisions. And coming from a world where, well, most decisions were already being made for us, this is hard. And it's very hard for a lot of us to adjust to it. And then it's reflecting our grades and a lot of people's grades. So you'll find that in the first year or so, people are doing poorly, and then after the second year or third year, they get used to the struggle, and then they're able to keep pull their weight. Okay, but for this girl, it wasn't like that. And the truth is, when a student fails, he or she doesn't think of themselves like, "Oh my God, I failed." That's not what any student thinks about at all. Like, very rarely does a student think, "Oh my God, I failed." Most of the time, it's, "Oh my gosh, my parents are going to be so disappointed." And it's very, very depressing, for lack of a better word, when you see that your grades are going low and if you feel so helpless because there really isn't nothing that you can do about it. You understand? And then the truth is, with secondary school, you can fail in SS1, fail in SS2, but then in the end it's WASI that counts. But then you're in university, level 100, level 200, level 300, level 400, it all comes to play. And then when you start to fail in level 100, you start to feel like, well, what's the point? I'm about to fail anyway. Like, this is too hard. Especially when your parents are all for, like, make sure you do well, make sure you're bringing only A's home, you know, stuff like that. Fortunately for me, I have parents that are like, just do the best that you can. And unfortunately for a lot of people, those are not the kind of parents that they have. Their parents are not about doing the best that you can do. Their parents are all about just making sure you come home with a first class. And it puts a lot of pressure on a lot of students and a lot of people. Like, it's so much pressure and it's so hard for anybody to go through. Like, it's really hard, and I really commend anyone who has graduated university, because that shit is hard. Unfortunately for this level 100 girl, she succumbed to her pressures, and she felt like the only way out was suicide. Which is quite sad that she felt like suicide was the only way out. And no one knows if she had any other personal mental issues or any other things that were bothering her. But from her note, it's because she felt like she had disappointed her parents and because she had failed certain courses. And it all comes down to people feeling like once you fail at something, it means you are a failure altogether. Which isn't true, but then that's how a lot of people feel, and I'm sure that's how she felt. And it's very sad that she felt like hanging herself was the best option for her. And it's because there's not much guidance or counseling being given to us in schools. Nobody is telling us about how hard it is. Nobody is talking to us about grades. I mean, the guidance and counseling centers are there, but nobody is actually even encouraging us to use these centers. Nobody comes and lets a 100 girl know that, oh my God, it's okay if you don't do too good. Not every semester is going to be easy. But rather, and honestly, in my first semester, I was like, well, university isn't that hard. I'm definitely walking away with a first class. You know, we all have those thoughts in the first when we are entering university, like, well, it's not that hard, I'm only doing 5 courses, when maybe before I was doing 10 subjects, you know. But then once you start to get in the university system, you realize that it's just 5 subjects, but it's tough because you are balancing life in school. When before you were just mostly on school, there wasn't really that much of the life aspect. Our parents were taking care of that. But like, yeah, I just think that a lot of, like, as students, we should be taught that it's okay to fail. We should be taught that our grades are not what make us. And it's quite unfortunate that in this part of the world, it's your grades or nothing. And it puts so much pressure on students. Like, and while a lot of us are able to handle it, some people cannot. And unfortunately for this young girl, her life was cut short because she couldn't handle the pressures that university life came with. And I just think we should be encouraged, like, to use our guidance and counseling centers more, and we shouldn't feel afraid to talk about our failures, and we shouldn't be scared to go to our parents so that our parents know that, Mom, Dad, I'm not making those A's. It's hard for me to make those A's. But then a lot of times students are afraid and scared to go to their parents and let their parents know that school is hard. It's harder than I thought it would be, Mom. I don't think I can do it. Sometimes you just need our parents to push or pull us and let us know that it's okay, that we are not doing as good as they imagine. I'm sure every parent wants their child to make the A's and come back with a very good degree, but it's not always the case. And then children shouldn't be made to feel stupid or dumb because they couldn't live up to their parents' expectations. And I'm not saying parents shouldn't have expectations for their children, but for me, I think your expectations for your children should be that your children should do what they best can do and not what you think that they best should do. And so yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole situation. Like, this news got me thinking a lot about the struggles of university, like academically, and it's just really hard to go through university or college or any form of school. And honestly, no student wants to disappoint their parents. No student wants to disappoint their parents. The last thing we want to do. And honestly, when we fail, we just imagine the sadness on our parents' faces, and it's the most heart-wrenching thing, even to not even be in front of them, but just imagining that, oh my God, my mom is going to be so sad. It's the most difficult thing. And I really hope that students can learn as they grow that, you know, failure is fine. Okay, failure isn't fine, but it's fine to fail. You're not going to succeed every single time. And it's from your failures that you grow. I already made a video like this, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. But yes, let's try to let children know that. Let's try to let students know that it's not all about the grades. It really isn't. And that is the end of my video. I don't want to make this video too long. Stay awesome. Bye bye.